on to our company call segment this morning, and our featured company is IP-Converge Data Center, and for that we're joined by its CEO, Jaime Enrique Gonzalez. Good morning, sir, and thank you for joining me here.
Hi, good morning. It's good to be here.
You can move closer. Thank you. Well, first of all, how's the third quarter shaping up for IP-Converge, or AKA Cloud?
Third quarter, we're right on target. First of all, for the first half, we generated a profit of 60% higher year on year. I think we're tracking against our forecast. What we're seeing is there's an increased demand in secure hosting environments. And I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that a lot of BPO companies and multinationals continue to set up in the Philippines. Our internet user growth has surpassed forecasts. We now have 30 million internet users in the Philippines. And as a result of this large internet user base, there's a huge requirement for secure hosting environments. So we've been a benefit of the internet. And if you look at the data center business, we are a proxy for the internet.
Okay. And the factors that you mentioned, are those the same things that will propel, you know, the earnings of the company for the next 2 quarters?
Absolutely. The internet continues to grow, and I think it continues to innovate. Cloud computing is a big a driver in all of this moving forward. And if you look at what the various initiatives of our company, cloud computing is where the future is at. And we have several initiatives with several partners for cloud computing. We are the local partner of, say, Google Enterprise. We're also working very closely with Salesforce.com. We represent them here in the Philippines. And I believe cloud computing will help revolutionize and help increase the use of software across various enterprises in the Philippines and in the market.
So looking back now, was it a deliberate decision to get the ticker cloud, because you know that cloud computing will be, you know, the big thing after you listed?
Absolutely. We didn't want a generic acronym. We wanted an acronym that stood for and symbolized what we believe in and what we're about, and we think cloud computing is the future. And the way we're positioning IP-Converge is it's a company for the future.
And for those who are looking at IP-Converge as a, you know, potential stock to get into, and now that you're talking about cloud computing as the way to go, tell us a bit about this for those who, like me, may not be able to understand the whole thing about cloud computing.
Yeah, well, you know what? If you look at our business, at the end of the day, data centers is a very stable, very predictable business. We generate revenues from power and co-location, which is basically rental. So it's like a hybrid between a power company and a real estate company. Having said that, we do have a software angle, and we also sell solutions to our clients. And as a result, data centers tend to be very resilient. In a downturn, we perform well, and in an uptrend, we grow. So this is a very resilient business model. Our share price today is 10% up, and we're still trading at very attractive multiples. I think we're trading at about 7 to 8 times PE earnings, which is still very attractive from an investment standpoint.
Okay, and just to go into the other services that comprise cloud computing, you mentioned already software as one of the particular services that can be generated from that. What else can be generated from this particular model?
Well, I think if you look at our suite of software services, we provide everything from CRM solutions. We customize CRM solutions. On the Google side, we sell a whole range of the enterprise suite, which is quite broad. Everything from email to mapping systems to security software. So it's quite all-encompassing.
Okay. So in terms of your client base right now, like, who taps your services?
We have very strong confidentiality agreements with our clients. What I can tell you is 70% of our business is with foreign companies. We are a PEZA-registered company. Our revenues are mostly in dollars. We have a Fortune 1000 client base, and we also have a very strong client base in the multilateral public sector.
And how do you see that your client base growing as you, of course, perfect all the services that you have?
I think it's a matter of broadening our client base, and I think with cloud computing, we're targeting the SMEs. The great thing about cloud computing is it makes software affordable. And I think that's what's really held back the market from growing. If you look at the software industry,
so it's more the price,
more the pricing and affordability. So I think with cloud computing, we can start catering to the SMEs market, which is really a much broader market here in the Philippines.
And what sort of services will be ideal for this particular market? I mean, what's out there that they can utilize?
Everything from accounting software to CRM to even enterprise ERPs, enterprise resource planning software. A lot of these have been really priced for large conglomerates, and I think SMEs can benefit from using affordable software and professionalizing their operations.
But apart from cloud computing, what other services do you offer at the moment, and what's the development in these particular
Well,
services?
I think in terms of services, we're sticking to our core, and we're launching a new data center in Fort Bonifacio, the global city. We're launching that in 30 days.
Okay, so end September.
End of September. It's a large 200-rack facility, state-of-the-art. It's going to be a Tier 2 data center, and we're very excited for this launch. I think it's going to be very good, not just for Fort, but for the Philippines. And a lot of BPO companies have been looking at setting up at the Fort, and the fact that there will be a telco-grade data center located there means that it's basically improved the infrastructure, and it makes them easier to operate there.
And how will this help in terms of your revenues? I mean, what sort of revenue potential are you looking at for this particular?
Well, Fort will basically increase our capacity by about 70%. So at the time we fully fill up Fort Bonifacio, which we think we'll do in the next 1.5 to 2 years, we'll basically increase our revenues by 70% when we fill up that data center.
And what else are the plans for the company moving forward?
Moving forward, I think beyond the Fort, we're looking at setting up data centers in clusters where there are a lot of foreign companies and a lot of technology BPO companies. So we're starting to look outside outside Manila. We're looking at eco zones, for example. We're looking at provinces. Up-and-coming cities. So that's basically our expansion plan.
Okay. And as the last question, what would be your message to your stakeholders or even your investors at this time?
I think my message is that, first of all, the Philippines is an island of stability in a sea of volatility. It's surprising that when you look at the U.S. markets and European markets, there are a lot of concerns regarding the Western markets. Asia, on the other hand, is growing, and I think the Philippines is very well positioned to benefit from that growth, and companies such as ours is well positioned to benefit from the growth in the Philippine economy. I think we're growing by about between 4 to 5% this year, and definitely technology and data centers is going to play a very important part in the economic development of this country. So my message to the stakeholders is please continue supporting and buying cloud.
Okay, and on that note, we'd like to thank you, Mr. Jaime Enrique Gonzalez, for your time this morning.
Thank you
so much
for
for sharing
having me.
all your good news with us.
Thank you.